Today, I will be talking about abortion in the US, specifically focusing on a comparison of abortion clinics and crisis pregnancy centers in southern United States, focusing on the state of Texas. With the reversal of Roe v. Wade in 2022, abortion and reproductive rights in the US is under fire. 14 states have already banned abortion, with many being in the South, including states like Texas and Louisiana. Abortion is an essential healthcare service, and striking down Roe v. Wade has resulted in states enforcing considerable limitations on reproductive rights, specifically regarding abortion. This has resulted in entire regions of the nation having no access or little access to a safe abortion clinic in an appropriate distance away, resulting in major challenges for many individuals for receiving a safe abortion. This problem is compounded by the existence of crisis pregnancy centers, which are a major source of abortion misinformation. Misinformation surrounding abortion from both online and in-person sources prevents access to accurate knowledge about the procedure, deterring individuals from seeking out and receiving safe abortions. Thus, the need for abortion clinics that provide accurate health information and safe resources is increasingly vital in the US. What are crisis pregnancy centers, also known as CPCs? CPCs are anti-abortion nonprofits that are disguised as abortion clinics with the main goal of preventing individuals from receiving an abortion, and as a result are a main source of abortion misinformation. They often tout medical misinformation to prevent individuals from receiving abortions. Some examples include counselors telling the individual that abortions cause mental illness, and implying abortions could also cause cancer and infertility. They are often funded by religious groups and individual donors, but may also depend on taxpayer dollars in certain states. In the US, there are more than 2,500 CPCs, outnumbering abortion clinics 3-1. With the overturning of Roe v. Wade, this ratio is expected to go up. In this project, I use a feminist critique framework, specifically data feminism, to analyze the prevalence of CPCs versus abortion clinics in two major cities in Texas to further demonstrate the challenge of CPCs in terms of how they block reproductive justice in the US. Texas was a state that I chose to analyze because of its presence in the anti-abortion movement, as one of the 4 states that banned abortions, as well as a recent ruling from a Texas judge that invalidated the FDA approval of the medication abortion pill, mifepristone. The fact that it was able to be ruled in Texas demonstrates this significant increase in attacks against abortion access in certain states in the US, one of them being Texas. Data feminism is a framework that can be applied to further understand how CPCs are used in the anti-abortion movement to further oppress and marginalize individuals that seek or require abortions. The use of abortion misinformation in CPCs are a way that data is being used to prevent marginalized individuals from being informed properly of health choices and preventing them from being empowered to make their own decisions about their own body. In terms of the matrix of domination, which is described in data feminism, and the matrix of domination basically upholds undue privilege of dominant groups while unfairly oppressing minoritized groups. CPCs perpetuate the hegemonic domain within the matrix through the circulation of medical misinformation that unfairly misinforms marginalized groups, as well as the interpersonal domain by facilitating individual experiences of reproductive oppression in terms of denying safe abortions. For a geographical analysis to further understand the prevalence and distribution of CPCs in Texas, I used 2 databases that mapped both the number of CPCs versus the number of abortion clinics available in Houston and San Antonio. The first database I used is the Crisis Pregnancy Database Center Map, which maps all known CPCs in the US. The second is the Abortion Facility Database Map by UCSF's Advancing New Standards in Reproductive Health Center. Furthermore, these 2 cities were chosen because they are the largest and most populous cities in Texas, providing an overall sense of how limited abortion access is in Texas by showing how even in these two biggest cities, there is a huge disparity and there's a huge limitation in proper and safe abortion access. In Texas, there's 198 CPCs versus only 22 abortion clinics, which just shows the huge disparity in terms of the number of available facilities. This also means that there is around 315,000 women of reproductive age per abortion facility. Additionally, just from looking at the differences between the two maps, the map showing the abortion facilities demonstrates how limited access is presently and how individuals who may require abortions will need to travel long distances, especially if they're not in a major city. When specifically looking at Houston, there are only 7 abortion clinics in the city, while the number of CPCs significantly outnumber that. And Houston has a population of around 2,300,000. The prevalence of CPCs is concerning as it demonstrates that the avenues for abortion misinformation to disseminate amongst the population heavily outweighs accurate abortion information as well as safe abortion access. This disparity is similarly shown in San Antonio, where there are only 2 abortion clinics in the entire city. Again, referring back to the matrix of domination from the data feminism framework, this disparity demonstrates how CPCs are a viable and prevalent way to oppress minoritized or marginalized individuals or groups via this feeding of misinformation and the purposeful scarcity of available abortion clinics. Overall, this is currently an ongoing project, and I am planning on conducting further research into CPCs, particularly in Texas, and reviewing for more relevant literature in terms of like feminist frameworks on CPCs, as well as looking at personal experiences of individuals and stories that they have of going into these CPCs. And overall, this will help demonstrate the dangers of CPCs on abortion access and information in the US. Thank you.